सबने माइक्रोफोन्स ऑफ कर लिए.
नहीं नहीं ऑन है मेरा मैम ऑन है.
कौन है
Okay.
मैम?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम everyone.
वालेकुम
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 अस्सलाम
अस्सलाम.
मैम.
Assalam,
क्या
ma'am.
हाल है
Assalam.
मैम?
वालेकुम
Okay,
अस्सलाम।
okay. I hope you all are doing well
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह फाइन.
and staying at
Very
home
well, ma'am.
यस
and not
मैम.
getting hyper.
ये गलत बात है.
Acha, hyper pen nobody said no, ma'am. Acha, so far we did how many C's?
Please, we have
Seven
done.
so far, ma'am.
Seven? No, Ibrahim. We just we have done
I know, four,
फोर
four,
मैम.
four.
four. We have done four C's. Today we'll be doing fifth one. But before starting this one, I want to tell you that you'll be having mock exams in the next week and syllabus. Before correctness, we have whatever we have done that's included. We have done so far.
मैम आप सिलेबस अपडेट कर दीजिएगा ना.
Beta,
नोटिफिकेशन.
let's just discuss here now. Then I'll be posting. I'll be sending you one message.
ओके
First
मैम.
chapter was introduction to communication. We did it. That's included. Goes without saying. And then the second one was non-verbal communication. Then we did active listening. Then we did presentations, formal presentation skills, and lastly we were doing principles of effective communication. So
मैम ये शोर आ रहा है कहीं से.
I have no idea. मेरे पास तो कोई शोर नहीं है बेटा. Okay,
मैम
am I
यस काफी
audible?
शोर हो रहा है।
बेटा मैं तो I'm sitting alone, isolated.
जिशान फैन का माइक ऑन है मैम.
किसका माइक ऑन है? Zishan, he's saying कि शोर आ रहा है. अच्छा, anyhow, so before correctness, we did clarity, completeness, and conciseness, and what else? Consideration. These four C's are included. Whatever we'll be doing today, that's not included. And during your mock exams and your exams, you won't be having any online classes.
ये
So
चीज.
so today that's maybe yeah before mock exam that's our last class today. So whatever queries or questions you want to ask after this lecture, is there anything you want to ask, you can ask right now, or if after this lecture something will bug you, you want to ask, then you can ask you can contact me, or you can
Ma'am, are
tell
we
your CR
section A
whatever.
or
मैम
section
हाउ
B of
कैन वी
your class?
कांटेक्ट यू.
Sorry मेरा बच्चा, what?
आई
Ma'am,
सेड हाउ
are we
कैन वी
section
कांटेक्ट.
A or section B of your class?
You people are section A, Ibrahim.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Acha, you wanna communicate with me? I told Bilal that Suman, we should really make a group, but for that, because I have made one group for my one class and other one for the other class. So he was telling me that you all students are in one group, and section A, B students are in one group, and you whatever message I used to give them or to my CRs, they used to convey that message to you. So if you want, we can make another group, but promise me that you won't, text me 3 a.m. at 3 a.m. That ma'am, this thing is bugging me
नो नो.
because I won't be
Ma'am, are
able
you
to answer
talking
you.
about a
No, no,
WhatsApp
no, no,
group?
no, ma'am, we don't.
Yeah, WhatsApp goes without saying, Ibrahim. Where else we can make group other
Ma'am, there
than
are
WhatsApp?
several social media platforms that we can do
Oh,
this.
beta, I'm
But
little
ma'am,
penguin. This thing you should know.
ma'am
You
Farzana
people
has
is in
also
high school
ma'am
now.
Farzana has also created such a group, and she's only let the admin the ability to text in the
But it's
WhatsApp
not
Oh,
group.
good, na Ibrahim. We can't communicate to teacher.
What's the point then? If
no,
students can
what's the point then means I have one group
Yeah.
I have a group like that. What my CR used to do, he's in the admin. Whatever message I need to send them, that day they were texting fazul batein, lame things at 2 or 3 a.m. and that was really irritating me at that time. So what he used to do when I used to ask some question from my students, if you want to ask something, so he used to change the settings. So students, they start asking questions then and there, and then later on when they'll start talking lame things, so he used to change the settings again. So if you want, we can make a group, so it would be easier for me as well
Ma'am,
to
एक
communicate
suggestion है.
with you all. Huh?
एक suggestion है.
So मुझे
एक
तो
yes,
कोई
suggestion
ma'am,
मसला
है.
नहीं, but
do it.
आप
the
आप
main thing
समान,
is
नूर और मुझे जो है एडमिन बना लें.
All
chalo
right.
cool है. Why don't you make a group and then add me rather telling me to make a group? It's such a pain. Bilal, Suman,
We're pretty
Ibrahim,
sure
and
someone
Noor.
is in there.
Why don't you just you are in the admin? You just make a group. Bilal is having my number. Just tell him to share my number with you all. Not here, but
Ma'am, we
वो
can
तो
do one thing. We can do
yes,
one thing. We can do one
yes.
thing. The group which is already there, जिसमें बिलाल करता है, उसी नहीं बल्कि we need to make one group क्योंकि वो section B का
No,
भी है.
better. I need one group, particularly for English, right? He
Okay.
was telling me that a few teachers are added in that group, and
जी जी
section A
जी.
and B both are in
Okay,
that
That's
we'll
group.
like
make it. We'll make it.
Just make a group, whatever suits you. But when I made that group, people, students, they used to text me in person. I have 60 plus students in each
Mm-hmm.
section. So I requested them that they said, ma'am, due to this system, due to settings, we cannot send messages in the group. So I told my CR that please allow them whenever they want to text, because students are texting me from nowhere. मैम आई वांट से दिस. अब 60 बच्चों में से ना वो अपना नाम बताना पसंद करते हैं. दे डोंट लाइक कि किस सेक्शन के हैं, क्या सब्जेक्ट. दे जस्ट स्ट्रेट अवे टेक्स्ट. सो वो बहुत ज्यादा हैसल मच जाती. तो यू शुड नो कि whenever when you want to ask something, students they will be able to text in that message, बस odd times पे ना करें. My only query is that they won't text me for lame things or for on odd times, like रात को 2-3 बजे. That's not appropriate. Otherwise I'm available. You can text me whenever you want. वैसे भी
Okay,
आपके
ma'am.
पेपर्स आ रहे हैं. जस्ट मेक अ ग्रुप टुडे एंड देन डू लेट मी नो. किसी एक के पास तो मेरा नंबर होगा ना तुम में से. जस्ट मेक अ ग्रुप. ओके, शैल वी स्टार्ट टुडेज लेक्चर?
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Any
ma'am.
other question you want to ask so far, whatever we have done?
No.
Okay, today we'll be starting correctness, and I'm repeating myself again that it's not included in your midterm. Before correctness, we have done clarity, completeness, conciseness, and consideration. It's included, right? So, who'll read the slide? Nobody?
Ma'am, slide इतनी clear ही नहीं है. Let me see.
Thank you, Saman. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Somebody who can.
I can read it. I can read it. Incorrect written documents lowered the leader's confidence in the writer. In the same way, the incorrect statement and other miscellaneous errors of the speaker lowered the listener's confidence in him, and it may tarnish his image and reliability too.
G, correctness. Why correctness is important in written messages or in oral messages? Because if it's human nature, if we'll know that there is one error, ठीक है, if in the beginning there is an error, goes without saying, it's human nature, will try to pick out more errors rather listening whatever, or rather reading whatever information we'll be getting from that message. So it's very important that whatever message you are composing, you need to keep in mind correctness of the language. Whatever language you are using, it's correct or incorrect. Secondly, whatever information or facts and figure you people are giving, whether that information is correct or incorrect. And what happens when the information is not correct, or when the language is not correct, goes without saying, that means you're not a reliable person. And normally human beings, they cannot rely on such person who used to give incorrect information, or who's using incorrect language. For instance, if you'll ask me, I'm an English teacher, so what I used to do, I hate those text messages. Those are not having any sort of punctuation mark. I just hate it. And usually in my friend circle, what I used to do, I used to punctuate their messages, whatever message they used to send me, sometimes just to tease them. And I used to send them back just to show them that punctuation is very important. I don't know where you are stopping and where you are starting your next sentence. So same goes for correctness, that in correctness you need to keep in mind whether whatever language you are using, it's grammatically correct, spellings are correct, all the facts and figures or information is correct, and you are using proper punctuation. G, next.
Mm-hmm. Um, when communication receiver finds an error, he suspects that there can also be other errors in the message. Therefore, he starts searching for other mistakes automatically.
Yes, it happens with human beings. हम ऐसा करते हैं, सच बताना.
जी करते हैं बिल्कुल.
Yes, goes without saying, when we'll find out one error, our whole focus, because we really like this thing when we can pinpoint something that is against some other person. So we actually enjoy highlighting errors of others, highlighting mistakes of others. As students, what you people used to do, मैम देखा इसने ऐसे कर दिया, knowing the fact that हमने भी कभी ऐसे ना ऐसे किया होगा. तो सेम goes for written text और oral text. अगर आपको कोई एक गलती मिल जाती है, so our whole focus is on picking out, pinpointing all the errors, all the other errors, rather reading the information and getting the information. So correctness is very important while composing your message. Jeez, next slide. Ibrahim, can you please read it? Suman, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Correctness. At the core of correctness are proper grammar, punctuation, spelling, and pronunciation. Message must be perfect grammatically and mechanically. And the concept of correctness implies the absolute accuracy in information provided in the message.
Okay, who will explain this? It's pretty simple. Noor? Noor, are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. Can you explain this?
Yes, basically it's just saying that in order for a message to be correct, there must be proper grammar, punctuation, spelling, etc. Otherwise, the message will just be wrong. It won't be clear. It won't be correct.
And
And when it says message must be perfect grammatically and mechanically, it means that the grammar should be correct, and I guess mechanically implies that it should be your sentence structure should also be correct.
yes, okay.
And lastly, the concept of correctness implies the absolute accuracy. That means that whenever you provide information in your message, what correctness means is that whatever information you are providing, it should be accurate. It should not be wrong in any way.
Okay, well done. So they told us that there should be, while composing, while bringing correctness in our message, we need to focus on three things. First one is whatever grammar or punctuation and spellings you are using, they should you need to you have to make this thing sure that your grammar, your punctuation, your spellings, and your if you are, if it's an oral message, your pronunciation should be correct. But and what whether you are following all the grammatical rules, for instance, if we'll talk about that, he do not, so goes without saying, as per grammar rule we cannot use do with he, so it should be he does not. So whatever rules you are using, grammatical rules should be correct. And whatever sentence structure you are using, every language is having its mechanical system. It's in a systematic way. So you need to you need to make your sentence in such way that it's mechanically correct, grammatically correct. And correctness is not only about whatever language you are using, it should be correct. It's also about whatever information you are giving, whether that information is correct or incorrect. So you need to keep these three things in your mind. G, principles of correctness, will read.
These are the major principles of correct communication. Use the right level of language. Check accuracy of figures, facts, and words. Maintain acceptable writing mechanics and techniques.
Yes, first one is use the right level of language. Now, there are three levels of languages. First one is formal, second one is
Hmm.
informal, and the
Informal.
third one is substandard. Okay,
Hmm.
so they said that it's your choice where, in what scenario you are using language. You should know whether in this scenario of formal is appropriate, informal is appropriate, or substandard language is appropriate. Then check accuracy of figures and facts and words. Whatever information, whatever figure and facts you are giving, just check before sending the message that whether it's correct or incorrect. Maintain acceptable writing mechanics and techniques. As we all know that there are four skills of language. One is reading, then writing, then listening, speaking. So while writing, you need to follow mechanics and techniques, writing techniques. We have been since childhood. We have been our teachers, they taught us different, writing techniques. So we should consider those techniques while writing. Um, okay. Yes. Who'll read this?
Use the right level of language. There are three levels of language: formal, informal, and substandard. Formal level of language is used in scholarly writing, doctoral theses, legal documents, and agreements. It is academic language to be more precise.
G. First one is there are three levels of language. First one is formal, and they have given us why we use. Have you ever read any legal or document or any agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how it's different from the normal, normal life language, or from the, other. Uh, have you ever, from your project, whatever assignment you are giving, can you differentiate between the legal language that have has been used in the legal document and that you people are using?
They use legal jargon and complex sentence
Yes,
structures.
complex and very, very formal language. Not every person can understand that. So they said that formal language we used usually for our thesis, final projects, for legal documents or for legal agreements. Basically, most of the time we use formal language for academic purpose, right? It's related to academics. Then the second one is informal. G.
Informal language is used mostly in business writing. Since business people are busy people, they do not have time for formal language composition.
Hmm.
Substandard level of language means slang language or distorted form of language.
G, who will explain the second point and the third point? You are business students, so what is informal language in your point of view? What do you think about informal language?
मैम बेसिकली इनफॉर्मल लैंग्वेज मींस इफ वी लाइक अगर हम इसको उसमें बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू या मार्केटिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखें और इफ यू आर टॉकिंग टू समवन एंड कम्युनिकेटिंग आवर मैसेज टू समवन तो आवर मैसेज शुड नॉट लुक एज रफ फाइन लाइक उस तरह की लैंग्वेज मत यूज करो कि वो मैसेज आप अगला आपके उस मैसेज को रफ लाइक परसीव करे उसको
Yes, goes without saying we cannot use formal
या
language. Formal language is a difficult one. Only those who are pro in this, they can understand. It's
we need
related to
to
academics.
ma'am
So
basically we need to use the language which the other person can easily understand.
easily understand, so
Simple.
you can use there should be a little element of formality, but it should be more informal where people can, because informal language people can easily understand, rather formal. So why
Yeah.
they are calling this informal language? Because usually we use informal language in business, because when we're talking to a layman we cannot use formal terms or jargons, so we need to keep the things, as Suman said, little simpler, so that whatever whoever is our audience or client, they can understand whatever we are saying. Now, what is substandard language? Are we
Ma'am,
using substandard language
ma'am,
nowadays?
like the slangs or that shows your rough behavior. Simple.
Okay, do we use
Yes,
slangs in our
ma'am.
normal routine?
No. Yes, we do.
No, we don't
We
use
do. We
we
do.
don't use slangs. What about your text messages?
We do. We do. Sorry, we do.
Yes, we do, and usually, basically, this term is little, harsh, substandard. But what we are doing, we are actually using this substandard language, where we are using slangs, where if we are expressing our one thought and after that we are expressing some other thought right after that sentence, so it's totally acceptable in substandard language. Normal routine में हम ये language use करते हैं, so it's acceptable. This term is little harsh, but that doesn't mean that our language is not appropriate. So, any difficulty about these three levels of languages?
No,
No.
ma'am.
No. Okay. G. Check accuracy of figures and facts and words. Yes.
Check accuracy of figures,
Vishal, will
facts,
you?
and words.
Hmm.
In Include only relevant facts, words, and figures. Absolute accuracy is essential for effective written message.
Uh-huh.
One one occurrence digit can make a difference of millions of dollars. No matter how correctly composed a message might be, unless its credibility is sound, it cannot be correct message. Thus,
Hmm.
before a message is sent, its accuracy should be weighed.
Yes, who'll explain this? बहुत एक सिंपल सी बात लिखी है in simple words. And you people are business students, you should know that एक भी digit इधर से उधर हो जाए तो how, what sort of, loss you people would be having. So who'll explain this?
Ma'am, for example, in financial statements, they often write the figures in, for example, dollar millions or dollar hundreds. So they omit some of the zeros to make it easy to read. But if you, let's say, mistype any of the numbers, then on paper it looks like a very small change, but in reality you just misstated a massive figure if it was in millions or something. That
Yes.
could, cause losses or anything to your
Yes,
business.
what they meant here is basically you need to focus on language. Whatever language you are using, it should be correct. But on the other hand, your focus should be on the facts and figures. Before sending your message, just check all the facts or all the figures. Whatever you are sending, you have stated them correctly. You have written them correctly. Whether you have mixed up all the numbers or you have skipped even a single digit, as you know that if we'll skip only a single digit, goes without saying, it will change the meaning of the whole business and whole thing, whole what we can say, and it can give you, it would be, there would be difference of millions and dollars. So they are saying not only for your focus shouldn't be only on language, that okay, I'm using correct language, so that means I can send them incorrect figures or facts. No, you need to focus before sending the message. You need to recheck your facts and figures. Whatever information you are giving, it should be correct or no, if it's correct or not. Okay, next who'll read this? Who'll read this? Somebody would please read it.
Principle of correctness. Maintain correct, acceptable writing machines and techniques. Include correct punctuations, capitalization, and spellings. Grammatically, message must be correct. Carefully use confusing words. Example, pair of words, affect, effect, accept, except, between, among, father, further, etc.
They said that maintain correct, acceptable writing mechanics and techniques. Now, what are the techniques, writing techniques and mechanics? First one is incorrect punctuations. Yes, Pakistani people, I have seen many people, they have zero, knowledge about punctuation, incorrect capitalization, incorrect spelling, especially those spellings that are having, double. For this example, writing, WRITTING, people they used to write double T, because written is having double T. That's why in writing, people, most of the people, they used to write double T. So same goes for spellings, capitalization, wrong capitalization. You need to focus while composing this message, your message, that all the punctuations are correct, all the capital letters they are correct, spellings are correct. Then grammatically, message must be correct, or grammatical rules should be in your mind, and you should follow all the grammatical rules. Now, biggest problem here is English is not our mother tongue. We are not native speakers of English language. It's our second, or it's for most of us, it's foreign language. So pair of words, we get confused whenever we are using pair of words. They have given pair of words, affect and effect. Most, I can bet on this thing that most of us, we are unable to discriminate between or differentiate between affect and effect. How many of you can tell me the difference? Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay, can you any pick up any pair of word and just tell me the difference? Okay, affect and effect. Effect, basically, the
Okay.
first one is impact or change, and the second one is effect is result of a change, right? And then we'll talk about accept and accept. First one is you whatever you want, and the second one is leaving out. Just between and among goes without saying. Between we use for two people, that there is a difference between me and my sister. And among, when we are talking about more than two people, then further and further. First further we use for physical distance, and the second further we use for basically we need to discuss this further for in greater extent, so these pair of words we get confused while using these pair of words. So they are just giving this example that while using these pair of words, you need to, Mohammad Aurangzeb, please beta switch off your camera. You need to use them wisely. Okay, now they have given this example. Who will read this example? And yes, who will read this example?
The
Before.
correctness.
Okay.
Before the last recruitment exercise conducted for academic staff, the staff strength of the university is total of 442, which is made up of 36 academic staff, 243 senior staff, and 143 junior staff, cutting across 21 states of the federation. You will notice that the breakdown does not add up to the total number stated. This immediately creates doubts in the mind of the reader of the message.
अब मुझे
Efforts
सच
must
सच
be made
बताओ,
to
आप लोगों
avoid
ने जब
errors in spelling, slash punctuations, etc.
while reading this, how many of you were thinking about this thing that they didn't add up the total number by the end of the breakdown? Just add all the numbers and then tell me what would be the total number. Quickly, everyone. Jaldi jaldi se.
एक second now. 442, 442, 36, 20, 243,
36, then plus
plus
243 plus
243, plus
143.
now 864.
Huh?
442. I mean 422. Sorry.
Ibrahim, beta, you have to skip
8,
442 and you just add 36, 243, and 143.
okay,
Ma'am,
sorry,
422.
sorry.
Yeah, I understand that. I guess you people are using your Google Classroom, Google Meet from your cell phones. That's why you people are having issues.
Yes, ma'am, I'm
Yes,
using it on my
Noor.
phone.
Final
422.
for 422. And what they have given on the top?
442.
442. So goes without saying, when we'll add up this thing, as you people are business students, so you know what type of importance all the figures are having. So right after reading this message, a wise person, what he'll do, he'll add up all the numbers, all the breakdown they have given, and when he'll find out that the total number is different from their total numbers, so goes without saying, his interest would be finding out more errors. Rather, his whole interest would be picking out all the errors, other errors they have given in their statement, rather reading the message and getting the information, whatever information is given, right? So the next is, this is an activity what you have to do. That's the wrong example. I'm giving you 2 minutes. 2 minutes are more than enough. What you have to do, you have to read this piece of writing, and you have to tell me whatever grammatical errors, spelling errors, and wrong information is given in this, and then we'll discuss it. Yes. Are you working on it?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Done?
Yes.
Is there any error in this?
A lot of errors.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Done.
Okay.
Done.
What about others? Others are just putting their laptops or cell phones in their rooms and they are going here and there and they are not interested. Other than these four or five kids. Okay. Yes. Done.
Ma'am,
Aurangzeb done. Yes. Aurangzeb.
in the first
Yes, Ibrahim.
sentence, there are two mistakes. Instead of have,
Hmm.
they should have written has, and instead of extreme, they should have written extremely.
Now, point
So
you
the
need to
corrected
know.
sentence,
Sorry,
the
hold on,
corrected
hold on.
sentence, is-
Okay,
yes,
Ibrahim, just a
okay.
second. If your first sentence is having two errors, so goes without saying while reading the first sentence, that would be in our mind that, okay, there are two mistakes in the first sentence, so there would be different. I can find out all the other mistakes they have given in the text, right? So goes without saying, our whole focus would be on picking out errors, mistakes, spelling mistakes, punctuation mistakes, rather reading the information, rather getting the information, whatever message they are giving. G. First, may there you said Ibrahim said there are two mistakes, has and extremely. What about you, Suman? Gone are the days when
Ma'am, gone
parents.
are the days when parents. They should be. It should be written like that. Those days are gone.
Okay,
When parents
basically
used to.
it's correct. Okay,
Yeah.
gone are the days.
Wh-
But
Yeah. When
when
parents
we're
teach
talking
their
about gone
kids.
are the days, don't you think that rather writing keep, we should, as we're talking about past, so keep ki jagah what will be writing?
Kept.
Kept.
Kept. It should be kept.
Kept. And what about
There.
their kids?
It should be THEIR.
Okay,
Uh,
their kids away from the world of fashion and made them wear,
WEAR.
made them.
WEAR.
Ma'am, instead,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
sorry.
Yes, ma'am, instead of where, it should
Okay.
be WEAR.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Now you have to highlight all the mistakes. Why I'm telling you
Hmm.
all the errors.
Wear
Then
simple
simple
clothes
clothes,
so that their entire
Clothes
focus
should
could.
be
clothes
CLOTH.
incorrect spelling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Instead of could not be on their studies, it should be could be on their studies.
on their studies. So Noor, that would be grammatical error or error in information.
Error in information.
Information. Okay, could not be. It should be.
Hmm.
Could their entire focus could be on their
On the studies.
studies. Okay. These days, parents encourage their children to follow the
It should be children.
Children
children to follow the
Latest fashion to
latest
look smart
fashion to
and
look smart and
should be presentable.
presentable. Then
uh,
they buys new
they
clothes and
buy.
accessories for
It
the
should be buy.
By
they buy. Then
Accessories to
clothes
New
and
buy.
clothes and
accessories are
accessories.
spelled wrong.
okay, let's see the right example. So, oh, Noor, she's intelligent. If I was reading it, so I forgot this thing. Probably, my whole focus would be on errors rather finding out the wrong information that was
Mm.
focus could not be on their studies. Now, who'll read this?
Fashion has become extremely important among the students. Gone are the days when parents kept their kids away from the world of fashion and made them wear simple clothes so that their entire focus could be on their studies. These days, parents encourage their children to follow the latest fashion to look smart and presentable. They buy new clothes and accessories for the children and ensure they dress up smartly.
Okay, anything that is still bugging you so far?
No.
Okay, now we'll be doing another activity, a tiny one, and then we'll finish this thing up. Yes, who'll read this? Just read it on your own
Okay.
and find out the mistakes. Then we'll read it again. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Yes, ma'am.
you need to focus on punctuation as well.
Done.
Don't, are you serious?
Yes.
That's fast.
Like already? Seriously? Next time
I
I'll
think
be.
I think she's a hacker. She has done it before.
Okay, shall we start? What about others? Aurangzeb is done. What about others?
Done.
There are
Done
23
it. Done.
students and only 4 are taking interest. What about others?
Done,
Others
ma'am.
are sleeping?
Done, ma'am.
Alam, are you listening? Anka, no, nobody is listening. They are just doing whatever they wanna do. Okay, shall we? Kainat, where's Kainat? Kainat is gone.
मैम सुन रहे हैं?
Everybody is gone. Okay, acha. I thought you just put your laptop in your room and then you lock the door and you went out. Okay, done. Vakar, Ahmed, done. Many students they are done. Then why you people are not giving me answer, rather texting me? Okay. Arsalan is done. Okay. Aurangzeb is done. Okay. Gee, shall we start?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Then
Yes,
start.
ma'am.
Yes, who'll read the first sentence and tell me what is
Fashion
it?
change over time. First of all, C and O should be it shouldn't be capital letters. There should be a full stop after over. I mean, sorry, after time. So it's
And what
one
about time?
sentence.
T, why T should be capital? You said, first of all, C and O shouldn't be
All
capital. What
right,
about
sorry,
T?
T as well. T shouldn't
No,
be
no,
capital.
no, T is a proper noun. T should be capital, right?
No, man.
Okay, I was just checking your knowledge. Ma'am, we are present here. Sound issue. Okay, beta, we have to deal with these issues. They are, tiny issues. Pakistani log इससे बड़े बड़े issues के साथ deal कर सकते हैं. I can forgive you for only for today. Yes. Okay. Fashion change over time. You said change and C of change and O of over and T of time shouldn't be capital. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, man. You're
What
right.
about others? Do you agree with Noor?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Change of
Okay.
date.
Yes, ma'am.
Change
Agreed.
should
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
That fashion have changed and why I'm reading? You people
Updating.
have to read.
another
Yes.
mistake in the first sentence, by the way. It should be fashion has changed.
Has
Yeah, it
changed.
should be has
Okay.
changed.
Okay. Then
And then fashion has changed
A
a
great
great
deal.
deal over the
It
past
should
year.
be fashion has changed to a great extent over the past years.
okay. ठीक है. Acceptable. Both are acceptable then.
Yeah. As
As
history changed,
history changes, as history changes, it
changed. It
seems
should be
that
changed.
fashion.
Who's saying change? Why change and why not changes? What happens to your subject verb agreement, beta? As history change, आगे change
Ma'am,
आएगा, changes
are
आएगा,
we
ये तो
talking
आपको
about the
कैसे पता है?
second sentence?
Changes.
Yes, we are talking about second sentence. As history change, it seemed that
Yeah,
fashion.
the corrected version of the second sentence is as history changes, comma, it
Okay.
seems that fashion in some aspect changes with it to adapt to the
To
era.
the era. All right, it's okay.
Okay, then
Yeah.
next sentence. Even today, fashion continue to change as the years goes on.
Today
Even
should be
today,
today.
fashion continues to change as the
Yeah, it
years
should
go
be
Continues.
on.
continuous.
Okay,
Continue
continues.
to change as the years goes on.
Goes on. Years
Goes
goes
No,
on.
on
no,
as the
Go on.
years go
Okay.
go.
on.
Go on.
It should be go
Okay.
on.
Okay. Then
Looking
हम
on
even
fashion.
today के बाद comma होगा? Even today, comma, fashion
just say whatever you wanna say. We'll see the corrected one, na?
Okay, I think there's a comma.
There should be a comma after even today.
Maximum क्या होगा? इब्राहिम गलत हो जाएगा. Then if you
Yeah.
won't make mistakes, you won't learn, beta. Yes, looking
Sentence.
on fashion.
Looking on fashion even 20
Looking
years
at
ago.
fashion.
Yes, fashion.
Uh,
Yes, fashion even 20 years ago.
It seems I have taken your mind to the gym. We all are working and thinking, and
Yes, ma'am. Looking at fashion,
l-
even 20 years ago, we can see a difference from what we saw. in our everyday lives, not lives.
Okay.
Instead of C, it's O.
ठीक है आगे.
Um, Clothing has not always
Has not
been
always.
an
Yeah.
important part of society, with evidence from the early human civilizations.
Okay, you people are picking out all the errors, but
Mhm.
there is one error. It's related to information, and so far I'm waiting that who will tell me that this is the error that is related to the information about. It's related to the facts. And nobody is talking about this. Just
Ma'am,
ignore the error,
Clothing
the
has
information
always
again,
been,
and just tell me.
it should be
मैम मुझे तो
clothing
इसमें क्लिक
has
करके ना
always been as important
yeah.
Has always been as important part of the
yeah
an
society.
important part.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's see.
fashion changes over time. Fashion has changed a great deal over the past years. As history changes, it seems that fashion in some aspect changes with it to adapt to the era. Even today, fashion continues to change as the years go on. Looking at fashion even 20 years ago, we can see a difference from that we see in our everyday lives. हाँ ये lives का फर्क था वो उसने lives लिखा हुआ था. Clothing has always been an important part of society with evidence from the earliest human civilizations.
Okay, now you people were telling me, ma'am, we can change this sentence in this way. That was totally correct. We can change sentences or a sentence structure as per our own demand, as per our own understanding. There's no hard and fast rule that you cannot change your sentence. So if you'll get some some case study, some this sort of question from me in your examination, although it's not included, but I'm talking for I'm talking about final term. If you'll get something like that, so it's okay while changing. If you want to change the sentence a little bit, then you can change it. But here, our whole focus is on the correctness of information and correctness of language, whatever language they have used. Is there anything you want to ask?
Not so far.
Correctness is clear or not?
Clear
Clear, ma'am.
like crystal.
Yes,
Clear. Okay.
ma'am.
Ibrahim and Bilal, you both are having my number. Just make a group right now, right after finishing this session, and add up all the students. And but
Section
you
A.
have to act
Ma'am,
little,
I have very few numbers of the my fellow students. I think Suman can do a better job. Suman?
Okay.
I
No,
मेरे पास किसी का
you were
नंबर ही
telling
नहीं है.
me in the beginning that me, Suman, and what about Bilal
Ma'am,
and
I was saying that
you?
you should
You
make
all.
us the admin.
Yes,
I
better.
can't
I'm
make
not
the
making
group.
a group.
I
Why don't
don't
you
have
make a
any
group
numbers.
and make them admin?
Uh, I think Bilal has most of our numbers, so he can make the group and then assign me, Saman, Ibrahim
No,
as
the
admin.
thing is, Bilal is also always already doing a lot of stuff. It would be better if he'll make the group, adding you four in that group, you three in the group, and
मैम we
making you
can do
people
one more
admin,
thing.
and then
We
you can
can do one more
add
thing.
people.
एक ग्रुप बन जाए सेक्शन ए का.
Hmm.
देन
Hmm.
जो आपका एक ग्रुप है जो इनक्लोज्ड ग्रुप है वो उसका जो बिलाल जिसमें एडमिन है वहां पे एक मैसेज सेंड करें कि काइंडली सेक्शन ए के जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं दे शुड जॉइन दैट ग्रुप. तो वहां से
So फिर
ऑटोमेटिकली सब
सेक्शन बी
ज्वाइन
के
कर
भी
लेंगे.
ग्रुप बच्चे ज्वाइन कर लेंगे. Then what will do?
नो 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 उसमें वो
हाँ हाँ.
मेंशन कर देना कि ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स
मेंशन
ऑफ
कर
सेक्शन
देंगे.
ए शुड जॉइन दैट ग्रुप.
Okay,
लिंक
Bilal,
सेंड
you'll
कर
be
देंगे
mentioning
ना.
it. ठीक है. Just make a group because okay, just make a group, add all the students, and Bilal, don't forget to add Ibrahim because I guess he is the only one who's not having friends in this, in this class. So add Ibrahim and other students, and now you,
Okay, ma'am.
Bilal, you, Ibrahim, Noor, and Suman, you people are admin, and I'm just a call away, right? So if you
Okay.
wanna text me in person, do write your name and section because I have a lot of students, so I'll get confused
Bilal,
and.
do share the
Okay,
ma'am's contact.
so for
Okay.
today, I guess
Okay.
all the things are clear. Your mock exams would be you'll be having your mock exams in the next week. You wanna ask something, so you can ask. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am.
everyone, take care. Good day.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
Okay,
you,
you.
ma'am.
Stay
ma'am.
safe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.